Good morning. On a Sunday morning, you join us here at Forsham Iron Towers. We are here to discuss a great deal. I think this could be quite an interesting stream. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget, as we usually ask you to do, to like, comment on, and share this stream to your social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and make sure you hit that bell icon to be alerted of new content as and when we add it to the channel. As always, we thank you very much indeed for your support. I have already put.
And speaking of support, if I can pass you on to this one, carry on, Rob.
I wasn't going to do it. I intentionally was going to leave it out because of you. Right. Okay. So, there is the Iron Supporting Food Bank charity that we like to try and champion. I have already put it in the live chat because I know I'm a nightmare for saying I'll do it and then I forget. So I did it before we went live, and yeah, it's in there. So Just Giving link there, you can reference, just click on it, whatever you got to do, copy, paste, whatever. We're all going through a tough time at the minute with a cost of living crisis. It has to be said, but some more so than others. And this is a charity that tries to help families out that are in the Newham Borough area that have fallen on stony ground and are struggling to feed their children. That's the reality of it, ladies and gentlemen. So if you think that this is something that's terrible, that in the year 2022 shouldn't be allowed to happen, and if you have got any way of putting a couple of coppers into this particular fighting fund, please do so. No donation is too small. Give generously. And as always, we thank you very much indeed for your support. Well, yesterday, West Ham United, for the first time in what seems like an eternity, played 3 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday. London derby, West London, Chelsea, West Ham, and I think it's fair to say, despite the fact it was only a 2-1 reverse, I think that there was quite a feeling afterwards of deflation, Duke. Would that be the right word?
I'm going to come at this.
Hi, Elliot.
I'm going to come at this in a better way, Rob, than I thought. And I'll tell you now, if we'd done this yesterday, as I said to you and others in the chat, and if anyone is a member of the chat wants to re-add me because I'm a bit calmer now, that'd be great. Listen, if I'd done this yesterday, we would have been banned. We would have, we wouldn't have a channel. Right now, I'll tell you now, if we were to use, if we were to use the bleeping machine, right?
Well,
if we were to use the bleeping machine, yeah. Our video, if we'd done this yesterday at about 5 o'clock, it would have just been like that, right? That's all it would have been. Now,
would have been like watching like a Gordon Ramsay thing.
Basically, I would have been Forged from Irons. I would have been the Gordon Ramsay of the West Ham YouTube community yesterday. I probably still will be at times. Let's be honest, but I'm a lot calmer with it. I want to take this bit by bit because I feel if we go in and jump in with one thing, then we're not talking about anything else. Okay.
No, there was 90 odd minutes
that,
of the
Andy.
game, but...
Andy, don't let the horse out yet. Don't shoot your bolt. Yeah, that's not what I meant. Don't let the horse bolt free. We'll get to that. First off, okay, so I saw the team sheet. I was working yesterday in the south of France. I was working yesterday, and I saw the team sheet late, about 2:45. I saw the team sheet very, very late. And I was a bit pissed off. I scanned obviously I scanned the team, I scanned the bench, and saw no Skamaka. Frustrated, annoyed, but I'm going to go with the fact that I didn't see any of the the preview shows over on Hammer's chat or any of the others. So I didn't get the understanding of where the issue, what was going on with Skamaka. So kind of just took it as he's not playing because he's still shitting through the eye of a needle or whatever the case may be.
It's something to do with his gums, I've heard.
something, so, mate, I don't know, but to be talking about shitting through the eye of a needle at 9:20 on a Sunday morning, outstanding. Great start to my day. So I kind of caught the stream. Kind of caught it about 5 minutes in, and I think there was something from the commentator said we didn't touch the ball or we hadn't touched the ball. I was like, oh, this is good stuff. This is brilliant. I like this. This is great. Carry on. Yeah, exactly. I settled down, watched the game. So as we went on, it was very much same old, same old. Hey, listen, I hadn't gone nowhere. I just needed time to calm myself out. Hey, Short Stack, hope you're well. I'll send you a message. Hope you're okay. Yeah, as the game went on, it was very much same old, Rob. Yeah, you and I little discussion beforehand, and I'll get to that once we've wrapped kind of the game stuff up. But it's very much same old, same old. Okay, let them have the ball. We do our bit. We'll get the ball. F me. What have I done? I know what he was getting at. It meant to be. Let them have the ball, and we'll do what we do. Yeah, we'll break when we break. We'll counter attack as we always have done. And the kind of the nicety of it is that we can break teams down. You know, we've also got the added, shall we say, world class talent of Paqueta in there. The only thing that was really different was, a member of the back four was different compared to last year. Mate,
was it a back four?
Because
I was a little bit.
I think it was. I think it was. Okay. In my opinion, I think we learnt our lesson from last week against Villa that it doesn't work. And again, I'll come to that part. I'm going to take that section of formation talk, and I want to drop it in at the end.
Okay.
And apart from Tilo Kehrer, Emerson, and Paqueta, it was very much same of. It's all right, Ken. I kind of got it.
We've all done it.
It was very much the same old. Okay. Anyone who says that Emerson was an upgrade on Cresswell, I watched him get torn apart by Reece James and that left-hand side yesterday. To the point, as I said to you, Rob, before we went live, someone needs to help Cresswell. And then looked at my team sheet and went, it ain't fucking Cresswell. Shit, right? He was embarrassed yesterday. There were 3 or 4 occasions where Reece James went to come back up the pitch, if you will, and then dropped his shoulder, went back to the byline and got crosses in. And thankfully, Kehrer and Zuma mopped those up quite well and dealt with the situation. And I felt the first half, as it went on, it was kind of damage limitation. Now, you and I spoke last season. I kind of get frustrated when we don't have a lot of the ball. Okay, yep. When you look at stats and it says, 72-28 as a stats possession for a game. Like I think we had a couple of times last season, game against Liverpool when we beat them at the London Stadium.
Yeah,
and we had like 22% possession or whatever. 28%.
But we won, didn't we?
And that was always your comment back to me was, look, we won. What's it matter? Let them have the ball. They've done nothing with it. So I've kind of brought myself back into that way of thinking. Okay, not necessarily damage limitation, but you know what? As long as we can defend resolutely, stoutly, they can't break us down. If they're 30 yards away, it's going to take an absolute banger for them to score a goal. They can't score a goal when they're on the halfway line or even in their half. Okay. Now, that being said, I felt we cast, we come out in the second half and I saw the change, Rob. I saw the change in mentality. I said I saw the change in kind of a drive and a desire from certain players. And for about half an hour in that second half, we were hands down the best team on the pitch, right? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Okay, we were outstanding for about half an hour yesterday. We pressed high. We took the game to them when we got the ball. We attacked. And lo and behold, when we scored the goal, which was one of, for me, two very, very bad goalkeeping errors in the game. One from Mendy. When the goal came, who was it that got the assist, Rob? Was it Declan Rice? Can you just? I can't remember who whipped that ball back.
I believe so.
He comes out, he punches, and it literally is. It's a millisecond between Fabianski punching, Mendy punching the ball, and the ball being in the back of the net, being bundled over the line by obviously by Antonio. I think it was Declan Rice on kind of the corner of the 6-yard.
I'm looking here. No one got the assist officially.
Can I star that and put it up?
Yep. Okay.
Nope. Good goal. Fair. Fair result as to what had been happening. Superb. We were on the ascendancy. Chelsea then had to come back and play. Now, they made the substitutions. CHEWHU came on, Mount came on, Breuer came on, and Chelsea did look a very different prospect. Okay, there was a lot more attacking impetus from them. Now, their goal.
What, the equaliser?
Got a question for you. Yeah, the equaliser. I don't remember much of their winner because I was trying not to put my hand for a wall.
Yeah.
Because I was still fuming about what we're about to talk about. Their equaliser, the fault of that goal lies squarely at the feet of Lucas Fabianski. Now, I'm not going to be one to sit here and go, if that man pulls on a West Ham shirt again, it's a disgrace. Ain't a case of that, right? But my question is, why have I got a 35-year-old goalkeeper?
I think he's 37
starting
now,
ahead
actually.
He's old then. All right, old in terms of football.
Goalkeepers go on longer.
When I've got a £12 million goalkeeper, who is one of the more and I figured this out yesterday. He's one of the more expensive goalkeepers signed by a Premier League club in kind of recent history, if you will, maybe over the last 5 years. You've got to think. You've got Mendy was one, but I think Mendy.
Arrizabalaga, he was the world record, wasn't he?
What 5 years ago? I'm talking within 5 years. Right. This is what you got to think about. Ramsdale, Mendy, probably whatever his name is, Christian,
Alisson, and Edison, I guess.
Alisson and Edison, right? So we could be talking 5 goalkeepers. He's one of the more expensive ones, Rob. Ramsdale's in there as well, right? I think. Now, that being said, why is my 37-year-old goalkeeper coming out doing fucking star jumps, Rob, when the ball is on the fucking byline, right? I'm sorry for my language, people. I know it's a Saturday and I know it's early, but why is my goalkeeper coming out and doing fucking star jumps? If he doesn't come for that and stays where he is, he could probably flop on that ball as CHEWHU pokes it back towards goal, right? He has no right, no rhyme, no reason of being there, right? And we're still 1-0 up. Game shows a completely different complexion at that point. They're on top once that goal goes in, right?
Yeah.
So I have the fault for that goal is nothing to do with the build-up. It's nothing else. Because if he stays where he is, he falls on the ball, and it's still 1-0 West Ham. Okay, it's that. Listen. Don't care about the calamity. It doesn't matter, Kent, because if he stays where he is, he claims the ball. Goalkeeper should not be coming for a ball or challenging for a ball, shall we say, that's on the line of the corner of the 6-yard box and the byline. Literally, we're talking that much from going out of play for a for a goal kick. That much. That's what we're talking. And he still feels it necessary. People, I did this video and listened to other videos, first game of the season. Why the fucking hell's Ariola coming out for that? The ball's going out. Blah, 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 blah. What's Ariola doing to give away a penalty? Are we just going to give Fab a pass? What are we doing here? No. That's not how this works. That is awful from our senior goalkeeper. I mean, piss poor.
He starts against Newcastle, though, doesn't he?
Of course he does, because once he takes his tongue out of Moyes' bumhole so he can carry on playing, then I can't. It annoys me, mate. It annoys me. And then shit went from disastrous to just even worse. I'll be honest, I was still very angry at this point. So if you can talk me through the Havertz goal, if you saw it, that'd be great, because I don't remember it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do. You've put me a little bit on the spot, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because I've seen it on Matchday. I saw it as it went live from my chateau in the south of France. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to whiz back, and there it is. Right, okay. So I don't know who it is, but someone on the left, it's the left-hand side of our penalty box, plays the ball down the channel. It's cut back. I don't know. I think that's Ogbonna that's with Havertz, whether he should have done better. It was good movement. Let's have a look here. Number 18. I think that's Breuer, plays in 21. I think that's Chilwell. Yeah, it's Chilwell. Yeah, he cuts it back. I think CHEWHU maybe could have done better with the cross. It was a fantastic cross, in all fairness, by Chilwell. And Havertz gets on the end of it, left foot volley. As I say, Ogbonna was in close proximity. Could he have done better for the goal? Maybe. I don't actually blame Fabianski for that goal. I don't think there was anything that he could have done with that. But yeah. But you knew. You're right. As soon as that equaliser went in, you knew that they were going to come flying at us, absolutely flying at us in the dying embers of the game. Home match, London derby, 3 points up for grabs. It was, yeah. I personally, that goal, if I'm going to apportion a little bit of responsibility, I don't like the word blame. I'm going to apportion a little bit of responsibility there to Vladimir CHEWHU. I think he should have done better with that cross. I think he should have cut that cross out at source. Just my opinion.
Well, as I say, I didn't see it, so thank you. Again, I'm not gonna wax lyrical about it, because I don't know. I don't remember. I was angry I was literally spinning around and shouting at any fucker that had listened. What was he doing, kind of thing. And then, so we make the substitutions, don't we? I think we ended up at an 8-2-0, I think, at one point as a formation.
I thought it was more like a 10-0-0, but hey.
And then obviously Cornet gets this. I think it was harder to miss, Rob.
What, the header?
Yeah, I think the only the only credit I think I'm going to give him, in a way, the only kind of forgiveness, that he was going backwards. And he had to try and get
that was
on it.
That was the mitigation I was going to give him.
That's fair enough. I get that. But it's that, Rob, again. It's a couple of inches. We said about the Spuds the other day. We've said against Forest when we listen, if clips ain't triggered again, I don't know what's happening, right? Because that's now, what's that, 4 times so far this season we've hit the woodwork, I believe. Maybe did we work against Villa? I can't remember. Anyway,
did against Spurs as well, didn't we?
Yep, yeah. That was the Antonio screamer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The situation. So obviously he hits that. They go down the other end and Havertz literally from it was about what 7 seconds from we hitting the post to the ball being in the back of the net. I think it was. It was very. It was quick. It probably wasn't. It was probably about 2 minutes because I
Yeah.
heard it on the telly and then saw the goal. But you know what I
Hang
mean.
on, I can soon tell you. I'll refer back to my
It
timeline. You
was it
carry
was
on chatting.
very quick.
Yeah.
Then we get to what I consider to be, Rob, the
Ah,
most contentious part of the game, the most contentious part of the season so far. Possibly will be the most contentious VAR decision of the season.
yes. Well,
Okay,
for
I
us
really do
anyway. Yeah.
think. I think it will be. In fact, there's a couple of. There's another decision earlier. Was it maybe first half? Reece James. People
What you
say,
you referencing the kick out on Antonio?
yep, yep,
I
I
was
am.
well.
Straight off
I'm
the
glad
bat.
you've mentioned it because I was going to try and drop that into the
Well,
conversation at an opportune moment. So
everything else going on up here right now is me trying not to rip FA, Premier League, VAR, Sky Sports a new one right now. Um,
I'd also include the
um,
PGMOL if I may.
yes, you may. Now, he kicks him, Rob. He lashes out. Son
Yes,
was
he
sent
does.
off for the same reason last season, okay? Human Son was sent off for kicking a fellow professional, right?
Hmm.
What Reece James yesterday did was put his studs into the thigh and hip area of Mikel Antonio. If that's not a red card because he did it deliberately, he pushed his leg towards him. It's a sending off. VAR's missed it. Okay. I'd also like to reference. Is it Peter Walton, BT Sport commentator? I believe it is. I believe that's his name. He was commentating on the Liverpool Everton game, the derby yesterday morning.
Yep.
And Virgil van Dijk goes in over the top of the ball, catches
Oh
the guy
yes,
on
yes,
the
yes,
the
yes.
middle of the shin pad,
Hmm.
and slides down the pad, and the force of that challenge is then exerted on the top of the foot. To
Hmm.
quote Mr. Walton, and I believe I put it in the chat, not our chat, my brother's chat, late last night because they re-added me. He says that any force that is exerted on the top of the foot is a yellow card.
Right.
Any force that's exerted above the foot is likely to result in a red card.
Yep.
Well, the tackle started up the shin, Rob. I don't care whether
Yeah.
his foot slid down his shin because of the pad.
That I
Yeah,
agree
well,
with.
yeah,
That I
all right,
agree with.
fair enough. But he shouldn't have to, Ken.
No, he
That's
shouldn't.
my
No, he
point here.
shouldn't. But you know,
Um,
we're going to talk about the Mendy one, and that was essentially why he got the decision because he did his
yeah,
dying swan act. There's
you
no
know
way that anyway.
the foot goes onto the shin pad and then slides down. So the initial challenge takes place halfway up his fucking leg.
Mm.
Like, so, and VAR went, no, it's just on the foot. Don't worry about it. Crack on. Oh, look, it's Liverpool getting a fucking result of a VAR. Liverpool, yeah. So back to us.
But it was also
We
the Villa
break.
goal. Did you see the Villa goal that got?
Yeah. The Villa goal that was 37 yards onside.
It was not only was it onside, dude. The player was onside, and the ball was played backwards.
Backwards. Yeah. I know.
And I
Again,
thought the linesmen were told keep the flag down for as long as possible, and that
yeah,
guy
don't
couldn't
push
get his
your
flag up
flag up.
quick enough.
No, you know why? Because no,
Was it
not
City?
yet, not yet. We're doing it in a minute. We're doing it in a minute. I'm very conscious of time, so I'm trying to get through the game before the half-hour mark. Um, we win the ball. I think there's a couple of challenges in the air. I think Suchek flicks the ball on, and then there's a bit of a melee between Chelsea players, and the ball ends up rolling into their box. Bowen
Mm.
goes. Mendy parries. Rob.
Yep.
Let's make this perfectly clear. He didn't have the ball in his possession.
Yep.
He didn't have his hands on the ball. He parried the ball away. He pushed the ball
Yep.
away. Right? and Bowen goes in. Now, I personally think Bowen's going in looking for a penalty, Rob. Okay? I think he's going in and he's hoping if he can get to the ball and just a quick nick, as he jumps, leave me foot, go down, it's a penalty. And guess what? Every fucking time that happens, it's a penalty. It's not a free kick on the fucking goalkeeper because he's been kicked. It's not. It's a fucking penalty. Okay? Now, if it was a free kick every time because the goalkeeper's been kicked by the trailing foot of the player, I'd fully expect that goal to be disallowed yesterday. Okay? I would completely agree with that goal being disallowed yesterday. I would completely be on it, right? I completely agree that it would be a free kick if every penalty decision where a goalkeeper comes in and the trailing leg is caught by the goalkeeper by his hands, his head, his legs, his chest, then it's a free kick to the goalkeeper because he's been kicked. That's no different yesterday, Rob. That is no different than any penalty decision that you will see this season, right? The goalkeeper got hands to it and parried it away. He's jumping over it. The keeper's then
he's trying to get out of the way, isn't he?
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He does leave his foot there, but it does not make the contact in any way, shape, or form, right? Any way, shape, or form that removes his arm. Okay? You'd think that he was the guy out of 127 hours that had to cut his own fucking arm off because it was trapped in a rock. The way he rolled around on the floor yesterday, he's a fucking disgrace, right? But the fact that the referee went, no, I don't see anything wrong with that, let's give the goal. The linesman didn't stick his fucking flag up, which was quite nice of him. But then old dodgy bollocks Konstantin Haxter fucking Dekis, the Liverpool centre-back, he's in the ear hole at a referee going, dickhead, it's Chelsea, we might need to rule this one out.
Just
check the badge.
You say that, but they have to look at all goals. They look at all goals.
Listen, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with the fact that VAR looked at it, Rob. Right? I disagree with the fact that they've gone, it needs to be disallowed. There's my fucking problem. Right? I don't disagree with the fact that they looked at it. I've got no qualms with that. Okay?
Yep.
But it's Mendy. Right? It's Mendy that does all the theatrics and everything else, right? Which I can't fucking stand in the modern game, which is why I stand here and I applaud Antonio for not rolling around like a fucking flopping fish on land after he got kicked, right? There's no need to. The VAR should look at that and go, he's kicked him off. Fuck off. Off you go. Down the tunnel, right? End of. But then the fact that they go to the referee, go look at the monitor again, and you knew what was coming, as you've always said, Rob. Once he goes over and looks, you know what's happening.
Yeah.
Right? There's no need for that.
Although Michael Oliver
There's no need for...
see that.
Did he not?
Yeah, there was one...
Did he just go...
Oh, what was it? It was the Forest Bournemouth game, I think it was. I think he gave a penalty. If I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong here, Kent, please correct me. I know you will. He gave a penalty, Michael Oliver. The VAR got involved and said, I think you've made a clear and obvious error, quotes unquote. He goes over and looks at the monitor and he says, no, bollocks, that's a penalty, and sticks with his decision for a change. Now, the ironic thing is that I actually look at it and I actually think that Michael Oliver got it wrong and I think the VAR got it right. But that's just my opinion because it looked to me that like, the defender, he was turning and his arm, from what the footage I saw, his arm wasn't extended outwards. His arm was actually quite close to his body and the balls hit him. I don't think that there was any intention from the defender to handle the ball whatsoever. But the referee, obviously, he gave it. Now, whether I agree or disagree with that decision, if it's the on-field referee, because here's the thing for me, Duke, I always thought it was the referee's decision is final, not the video assistant referee. If that's the route we're going down, then, well, okay, you might as well just get rid of the fucking referees then and just have it all done by remote control.
Again, I was just referencing a message I got. Someone's just literally texted me near enough the same thing. Might as well get rid of referees.
Yeah.
That's what I've just got. Listen, I've calmed down significantly since yesterday. As I said, if we discussed this yesterday, I'll be losing my shit. I've lost my shit. I've done with that. Possibly, mate. But then they're still referees, aren't they? Do you see what you know what I mean? They're
Yeah, but
still referees.
I think what Glenn's saying is are the referees going over? And I actually had someone that private messaged me that's a member of the Hammers Chat WhatsApp group that I'm a part of, as you know, and they were making the point that essentially, I'm not going verbatim, but the point he was making was essentially, are the referees sort of like getting the VAR in their ear roll, telling them they've made a mistake? So they obviously go over there and go, oh shit, I've made a mistake. And they go over there with that already weaved into
Second
their
guessing themselves.
subconsciousness.
Yeah.
So they're going over and they're thinking, oh, I've made a mistake. And they've also got the other fear in the back of their mind that if they don't agree with what the VAR is saying, right, here's the footage and here's what I think, essentially telling them where they've gone wrong. And if the on-field referee goes, no, I'm looking at this and I believe that my decision is correct, that they're then on the Monday morning going to get hauled in by the PGMOL bigwigs, who's then going to say, right, you got this decision wrong, Sunshine. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to drop you down to the Championship and you're going to referee. Sorry, Elliot, if you're still there. You're going to referee Norwich versus Coventry instead of Manchester United versus Liverpool. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, listen. Just I can't listen. If VAR was used for the right decisions, I'd be here championing and everything else. Okay. Should be cyber, yeah, maybe. I don't know yet.
Might be on it.
Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I might just be crying. Maybe. I'm coming back to a comment in a minute. If VAR was used for the right reasons, Rob, I'm a very big exponent of it. Okay, but it's not. It's being used for one reason and one reason only. And
I know where you're going here.
Bang the drum last week, Rob. Last year, Rob.
Yeah,
and you know your comments, and you didn't necessarily disagree.
And I still stand by it.
Yep. I think there is. I'm sorry. I'm getting to a point now where it's becoming far too obvious, far too apparent that they're doing whatever they can to support these guys.
Yeah.
You only have to look, Rob, that there were 3 decisions yesterday. 3.
Yep.
Big decisions yesterday. Big decisions. Not just decisions. These were big fucking decisions.
Yep.
That essentially affected the outcome of 3 different games. Okay. Van Dijk not being sent off at Everton for a challenge that's above the ball and halfway up the guy's leg because the impact slid down and onto the foot. No. That's not a criteria for sending off, that it slid down his shin pad. What? So if he weren't wearing a shin pad and it breaks his fucking leg, it ain't a red because it slid down. Oh, fuck off. Just because he's wearing a shin pad, it stops him from getting a red card. No, bollocks. It doesn't. That you can't change the narrative. A tackle over the top of the ball, stud showing into the leg, is a red card. I'm sorry, but it is. Okay? Simple as. Now, Van Dijk doesn't get sent off. Yeah? And I think it was a draw in the end, that game? I think it was
0-0.
Right, 0-0. But that changes the dynamic of the game, Rob, and Liverpool are then up against it. Can't have that. Oh, heaven forbid. No, we can't have Liverpool up against it. It's a fucking red card for Van Dijk. Plain and simple. Let's then move on to the Villa game, as you were talking about with the offside, right? It benefits City. Okay, straight off the bat, you said about the flag going up. Oh, quick, get it up. Oh, fuck me. Don't. every other linesman or assistant ref or whatever you want to call them these days, keep them. Literally, you might as well take the flag off of them because they don't use them, right? Until the very last minute, until Petr Cech ends up, or another
and
goalkeeper
even
ends
then,
up with a Petr
VAR
Cech type
overrules them.
injury. Yeah, even then, when Petr Cech will end up with another Petr Cech injury to a goalkeeper because the flag doesn't go up quick enough because they've been told not to. Striker runs through, bang, goalkeeper's fucking killed, possibly because he breaks his fucking neck. Oh, it was offside. Sorry, I was told not to put my flag up. Right? Jesus Christ, Rob. Now, sorry, I'm just private chat. The fact that we then see that goal disallowed offside. So straight off the bat now, Rob, we're looking at two big decisions in two games that benefit. Jesus, it's gone again. 83. We're looking at two massive decisions here that benefit the two title challenges from last season, right? Straight off the bat. Okay. Oh shit, we lost the load. Straight off the bat, I've upset some Liverpool fans. Everyone chat. Straight off the bat, you've got two decisions that benefit the two title contenders last season. Straight off the bat, you ain't even got right. And looking at it as objective football fans, bearing in mind I'm not a fan of either of the four teams that were playing yesterday. Okay, I can see that that's a red card for Van Dijk. I can see that that's a valid goal chalked off for Aston Villa. Then we come to our game, okay, and there were two. I'd say you'd say four across three. Then there were two big incidences yesterday, Rob. The kick out that Son was sent off for last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly the same thing. No, because the referee probably didn't add it in his report.
He dealt with because he dealt with it at the time. They got a yellow card, the pair of them. So that's their get out.
Now, he should have been sent off, pure and simple. As I say, Son was sent off for it last year.
Because the thing is, Duke, I mean, you said it earlier that had Antonio done the dying swan routine that Mendy did, he'd have very likely got James sent off. And I know you say you don't want to go down that route, but does it almost become a little bit like, listen, we have to fight fire with fire? Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise, we're just going to get constantly screwed by these assholes.
Rob, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered if he'd gone down like he'd been fucking shot. It wouldn't have mattered if Reece James had gone over to the byline, pulled out a sniper rifle, and picked off four West Ham fucking players as they run around the pitch. He wouldn't have got a red because it wouldn't benefit Chelsea. I'm sorry, but this is where I'm at now. I banged the drum loud and I banged it proud last season, and I'm going to continue to do it this season. Okay? It's bollocks. 4 decisions, 3 games yesterday. Every single decision benefited 3 of the so-called big Premier League 6. Sky Sports 6. Call them what you will. I'm now done with trying to go, oh, maybe not. No. I'm fucking done with it now, Rob. It's too obvious that there is something going on behind the scenes. Something's being said. Someone's saying something somewhere that allows these decisions to continue happening in favour of the so-called 6. Now, I said it last year about the fact that these 6, okay, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, City, United, we're leaving. We don't get enough money. We don't get enough say in what goes on. We're going with Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, to go start our own league. See you later. Right? Which essentially, if I may clear up, is how the Premier League began. Okay? No different. That's how the Premier League came into function. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the Premier League went, no, you're not. We got contracts with you. They went, no. And then the Sky went, fuck. If they leave, we got to spend more money buying the fucking Super League. Oi, Premier League, come here, we'll have a chat.
I think you'll find that they'd already done deals with other broadcasters and Sky were out of the picture.
And basically, right? So, okay, so Sky are out of the picture.
That was my understanding from memory.
We've got to get this sorted. We cannot have these guys leave because if they leave, our monetary value goes down. We can't have them leave. Give them what they need, please. Let's get them back. Okay. Sky go run in their mouth. BT go, the Premier League go run in their mouth. the 6 start to change their mind and they start to come back. Now, why would they come back? Okay, why would they come back, Rob, when there's more money else? Yeah, but there's my point. They were earning more money elsewhere. If they go play in this Super League, that money, JP Morgan and everything else, they will get so much
Now,
money.
the reason it changed is
Lynch,
there was a fan backlash. That was the reason. And to give
Lynch, if I may, it's not that they never asked. They never asked. They just went, fuck it, we're going. Okay, they decided
no.
up and gone.
I'm actually going to make Lynch right there, because what actually happened, Duke, is that they were going to play in the Super League and the Premier League. They thought they could do that.
No,
But essentially,
right.
what was going to happen, from implication, was that they were probably going to play their stronger teams in the Super League games and essentially play their weaker 11 in the Premier League. But the Premier League turned
No,
around
they
and
weren't
said
going to be
there was
able
a
to.
rule. Hang on, that was what I was about to go on and say.
Yeah.
Is that there was a rule in the Premier League sort of like thing to say that clubs in the Premier League couldn't play in competitions that were not officially ratified by the Premier League, and the European Super League,
Or by
not being part
UEFA
of
and
FIFA
FIFA,
or
wasn't it?
UEFA,
Yeah.
it couldn't
Yeah.
happen. So the Premier League went, you're in breach of your contract.
Yeah.
So
That's
if you
what.
do
Yeah.
this, you're no longer part of the Premier League. It wasn't that
Part of the Premier League.
they weren't going to go
Listen,
take
they
themselves
knew,
out. They were
Rob.
going to get booted out.
They knew what they were doing. Let's not dick around. Are you telling me that anyone that owns a Premier League club or is in the day-to-day dealings didn't know that already? Bullshit. Right? So something must have been given to these top 6 clubs to allow them or to given them a reason to stay. Something must have done. I'm sorry. It's the same as if I would, for instance, if you in your job, Rob, okay, if your company, if another company came to you and offered you 3 times your salary, okay,
Oh, I'm gone.
You're gone, right?
Yeah.
But what if your company then went, okay, we'll give you 3 times your salary plus a little bit extra? Are you staying with your current company?
Of course I am.
Right. So there's my point. Something must have been given to these 6 for them to go, all right, no, we'll come back. Right? Because there's no reason for them to do so.
Do you
Monetary
not think,
wise, they
though,
would be
it was the
fucking
fan
rolling
backlash?
in it.
Do you not think it was the fan
behave yourself.
backlash?
The fact that you're going to be watching your team playing against the world's best every single week. You're not going to have to go to Fulham on a Sunday and sit in the piss pouring rain with the wind blowing off of fucking the Thames and everything else. You're not going down to Brighton.
Yeah, but hold on. You say that. I mean, it costs enough for a Premier League fan to go. Let's put yourself in. Let's say I'm a Manchester City fan, just for a moment, just for the purposes of this debate.
Yeah.
I'm a Man City
Love a
fan,
debate.
and now I can't watch my team play down the road against Everton, right? And instead of playing against the team down the road, Everton, or maybe one of a team in Birmingham like Aston Villa, or in London like Fulham, whatever, which obviously that going to away games costs a bit of time and money. Instead of that, I've now got to go on a Tuesday, Wednesday evening to go and watch my team play in Madrid or Milan. Well, that's now sort of like jacking the time and the money that I've got to spend on following my team up. So I can understand.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough.
Personally,
It'd only
playing
be your
devil's
elite that
advocate,
would go, wouldn't it? It would
so I
only
can
be your elite
understand.
that would go.
Yeah. So got a Newcastle fan in. Both been Rob fans paying good money to get ripped. Thing is though, mate, and I say this with all the love and respect for Newcastle United, and Duke, you've obviously got connections to Newcastle through your family. Because of the money, mate, you as a club, you've had an awful lot of goodwill. And I said this when you guys had the takeover, that you guys have had an awful lot of goodwill from fans of other clubs, because obviously a lot of years you've played great football, entertained by and large. I mean, I remember the Kevin Keegan team and all the rest of it. But because of the money, that will change the dynamic, and you will go from being a team that people like and some people have as their second team to a team that a lot of people hate, in the same way that people now are starting to go a little bit like that with Man City. You go back 20 years or so, and people were like very, very glowing in their sort of assessment on Manchester City. And I don't doubt for a minute that if the same thing happened to West Ham, don't get me wrong, that it would happen to us. We would go from a situation where people go, oh, good little West Ham, they play good football. You know, they haven't won the FA Cup since 1980, which was their last trophy. Good little West Ham. You stay
I've
there
just
and
got
you
to turn
take
the
up the
alarm off,
numbers.
Rob.
That's all right,
Sorry.
mate. That people wouldn't all of a sudden, if we had some mega rich, you know, like you guys have had, the Saudis come in and went, you know, we're going to pump billions into this and make you the best team in the world, that we wouldn't all of a sudden become the most hated team ever. So is what it is. Right. Anyway, Duke, sorry, I just wanted to get that point off me chest because I saw that there. Anyway, welcome along, Bath, and as I say, please don't forget to subscribe, etc., etc.
Stick around. We've got our game coming up soon. Go and have a chat.
It's all good fun. It's all good fun.
So yeah, as I say, Rob, I'm going to continue to bang the drum. I'm sorry, but
I agree with that.
you can't, you know, you can't. I'm gonna.
You got to laugh about it, though.
I had a couple of questions. I know you want to cover this one. Go on.
Yep.
You bang this drum on a regular basis. I'll let you have this one.
No, it's just that everybody seems to think that the only situation that VAR can be used for is clear and obvious errors, and it's not. The other category is serious missed incidents, and within the serious missed incidents, goals come. So every time a goal is scored, the VAR has to interject. Now, 9 times out of 10, or however many, whatever the percentage is, the VAR will look at it and go, yeah, perfectly good goal, nothing to see here. And people in the crowd and the people on the pitch probably don't even know that the check has taken place. The only time that you know is that when they go, we think something's amiss here, like they did yesterday. And Jared Bowen has brushed the laces of his boot across the midriff or the upper quadrant of his torso of Mendy, and Mendy then thinks that he'd quite like to win an Oscar. Now, here's the thing for me. Now, you know, Duke, that we've got a certain individual. No, I won't name them because they might not want me to name them. But let's just say that we have a certain individual within our WhatsApp community who is a former Premier League goalkeeper. Okay. Now, and I asked said former Premier League goalkeeper, you know, is your primary objective not to keep the ball out of the back of the net at all costs? And you know that one of the consequences of that is that you are from time to time going to take a little bit of contact. Now, I'm not for one moment suggesting that Jared Bowen didn't make some sort of contact with Edouard Mendy. Yes, he did. I can't dispute that. Yes, he made contact with him. But if you look, he's trying to get out of the way. And the contact is minimal. I don't believe, in my opinion, and I'm not the guy that matters because I'm not the ref, but I don't believe that the contact that was made to Edouard Mendy warranted that reaction. No way. As far as I'm concerned, the contact should be made, and Edouard Mendy, instead of rolling around like he's just had his arm ripped out of its socket, should be back up on his feet trying to stop the shot from Cornet coming in. That's his primary objective. Keep the ball out of the net. And instead, he was like, I want to see if I can get an Oscar for this. And he did. Magnificent. Well played, sir. Well played.
Well, he got his team the victory, Rob.
Of course he did. You wanted to do the other one? There's another one you got in.
Yeah, put it up.
Put
it up because, unfortunately, it's not dreadful, Alfie. Dreadful would have been 0 points from 6 games. There are teams
it's not good.
Worse off. No, but there are teams that are worse off than us this season.
Only 2.
No, but there's not, Rob. And this is, I was having this conversation with someone last night, and I was very fucking tired at this point. I just wanted to not have the conversation. There are teams worse off than us, Rob. Okay, we've had Manchester City first game of the season. We lost 2-0. I'd go as far to say that Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest are worse off than us. And the reason I say this is because Forest got spanked 6-0, although they beat us, granted, but they're going to lose more games than they will. Palace conceded 4 in 45 minutes. Aston Villa are worse off than us. They've still got to play the other teams. Bournemouth are worse off than us. They got spanked 9-0.
Leicester.
Leicester, mate. If I was a Leicester fan right now, I'd be digging myself a hole and just going to hiding it until the end of the season and just coming out in May next year, just hoping upon all hopes that we've managed to stay up. There are teams worse off.
Hello.
Worse off than us. 6 points off, 4 points after 6 games means absolutely fuck all. Arsenal, after 3 games last year, had 0 points. They were on the edge of a precipice. They qualified for Europe last year. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not right now jump on a bus of bashing Moyes for negative football. Let's not jump on a bus of smashing Jared Bowen because he's being a prick because he's too busy reverse cowgirling or being pegged, allegedly. I'm joking, by the way. I'm just trying to have a bit of fun.
Is it proving cathartic, Duke? Is it helping?
Yeah, I'm trying, mate. I'm trying. I'm trying not to lose my shit again. I don't want West Ham fans. I'm sick and tired of seeing the negativity. Okay, I can be negative as much as the next person. I try to be positive and I try to be angry more than I try to be negative about my club. Okay, we've spent the money. Yes. Do we think that we should have a change in tactics? Well, we tried that against Villa, and it was shit when we went 5 at the back. We can't play a 3-5-2, a 3-4-1, a 3-4-3 formation because we're not successful at it. We don't have the players, the wing backs, to be able to play a 3 at the back system. It doesn't work because our 2 fullbacks sit too deep. Good morning to Lewis. They sit too deep, right? Spurs can play a 3-5-2 and their wing backs sit on the halfway line. I very rarely see them defending because they don't have to. Ours never get out of our fucking half, which is why we end up playing a 5-3-2. We can't do it. We don't have the players to be able to do it. So I don't want to see us play a 5-3-2. I don't want to see us change our formation willy-nilly because it doesn't work. We've proved that already. Okay. The 4-2-3-1 works for us. Let them have the ball when we counter attack you. Works for us when we play Big Six. Okay, the Premier League elite, the Sky Sports,
the money clubs,
the PGMOL elite. Okay, we can't compete with them right now. I don't care what anyone says. £180 million spent. It works out about £2.50 net spend for the last 27 transfer windows, people. Let's not think that we've spent so much money that we're now there. We're not. We're basically spending what we hadn't spent for the last 6 or 7 transfer windows. Like behave yourself. Our net spend across probably 5 years is about 20 million quid, which just isn't right. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. So we cannot compete with these elite teams. So we have to play a defensive style of football. If Moyes then goes to Villa and plays second half like we did, right? Yeah, he does. You're right, and that's from a Chelsea fan. Well,
no, listen.
But thank you, and that's credit where credit's due because he's honest.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he knows that if roles had been reversed, if that had been,
or she,
apologies, yes, he or
don't
she,
assume.
If that had been Sterling on Fabianski and Sterling had brushed his, I mean, I think I'd like to think I would be honest enough to look at that and go, that's a perfectly good goal. Because like I say, I just think, like I say, I'm not saying there wasn't contact, but I do believe Jared Bowen was trying to get out of Mendy's way. And you know, the contact compared to the reaction, they were completely out of kilter with one another. So anyway,
it's sad. I mean, listen, I to be honest with you, mate, I'm going to have to shoot because I've got the rest of the cleaning of the pub to do. We had to come on early. And I know because of the rant, I've not managed to be able to do the player ratings and stuff. And I had a feeling that a lot of time was going to be taken up by the VAR. I think a lot of time was going to be taken up by, the disallowed goal. I want to try and be. I'm trying, if I may, just before we do finish, Rob, like I say, I've got to shoot off to get this cleaning done.
Yeah.
I want to finish positive. Okay, I want to finish positive. You know, there was a lot to like about the second half yesterday. There was a lot to like for half an hour in that second half when we were on top. There was a lot to like about how we played, and the guys, the Chelsea fans in the chat. There was that guy there and lady there. There's Chelsea Life and a couple of others that are in there. CFC Patrick is there. These guys will probably admit it as well. We were the better side for about half an hour of that game. Okay, it might not sound like a lot, but we didn't concede either prior to that. So we were still in the game, and then we took the game to them. The substitutes made the difference for Chelsea. Okay, the substitutes made a difference. Chilwell, Mount, Brozier, these guys coming on. I honestly thought that Chelsea would struggle when I saw that their front two was going to be Sterling and Pulisic. I thought they'd struggle anyway. There's no
lot of mobility there, isn't it?
There's a lot of pace in there, Rob, but there's not much else, if you know what I mean. I love Pulisic, and I'd love to.
Wasn't we very?
Mate, I would have taken him all day long. I love him as a wide player. He ain't centre forward. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You can't. It's like taking Mark Noble and saying, "Go be goalkeeper for me, son." That's your move for the rest of your career. It doesn't work. He's an attacking player. Yes, he's not a striker or a centre forward. Be on end all. Going forward, I'm confident for this season. I don't see it being too much of a drama. I think we're still going to be top 8, top 7. Whether or not that's good enough for some, I think we're going to be there or thereabouts in a cup at the end of the season. The Conference League, I think, can be ours. I really do believe that. I really do believe that.
Have I missed something? Antonio should
have been finally on Chelsea should have been sent off.
Did I miss something?
Crows.
What, for getting kicked by Reece James?
Oh, listen, everyone, he might have seen something else.
Yeah, listen, if you can come at me and say this happened or whatever, then I'll sort of look at it. Fine.
But no, let's stay positive. Let's still be big picture. It's easy to get bogged down, and it's easy to get bogged down and get angry. And it's very easy to get angry. It's very easy to get bogged down. It's very easy to come away with the negative stuff about the first half, that we don't attack. We're happy to let the other team have the ball. Now, I'm not being funny. We did that last season. We finished 8th. No, it's Patrick. You're not getting it. It was wrong. It was wrong. There were 2 wrong decisions. You can sit there and say that it's the one time it goes your way. It's still wrong, regardless of whether you feel that it's gone your way for a change. Doesn't make it the right decision just because it's gone your way. It's still wrong. VAR got that wrong. It doesn't matter whether it's rightly or wrongly. West Ham got penalised by VAR with Declan Rice running through, and he punched the ball because the ball hit him. He didn't punch the ball, but we were penalised for that. We've also been penalised a very good goal because your goalkeeper was play acting, rightly or wrongly. It doesn't matter. VAR is here to clear that up. Do I agree that offside should come down to the width of a gnat's penis? No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be that Harry Kane's toenail was offside, so the goal's chalked off. Bollocks. Leave it alone. That's not clear and obvious for me. I know we were going back to that again, Rob, but you get what I mean. Antonio foul on Silva. You know what? Actually, they've got a point there, Rob. Okay, and I did say during the game that Antonio's very lucky to still be on the pitch because he did clothesline and nearly break the neck of Thiago Silva when they were fighting to get past. But then it could be arguments can be made the other way that
You can also say the one about Loftus-Cheek, who was
Reece
on a
James,
yellow.
yeah,
Loftus-Cheek, who was in a
Loftus-Cheek and
yellow,
Reece James,
saw, I
both of
think it
them.
was that
Yeah,
Antonio, and he saw him coming. Now, personally, it's not a red, but I could have understood the referee looking at it and going, I think that's a second yellow.
that's the second yellow. The
But
same as
it was one of those. I think it was borderline. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he'd have given a yellow, it'd have been one of those situations where I'd have gone fair enough. He didn't give a yellow, and I've gone, okay. You know, it's not one that I looked at and went, it was a solid yellow. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
If I think
But
it'd
then
been
the
a
same
solid
as
yellow, then that's a second yellow. He should be sent off, and I'd be asking questions. It was one of those. It was borderline.
But then it's the same as what Abdul Aziz says there. Sorry, I'm teeth got caught.
I'm
He's
trying to
right,
whiz through
Antonio.
as many of these comments
Yeah,
as
no, it's
possible.
all
I
right. I'm
like to
kind of
try
at
and
the
hold
end. You're
everyone.
fine. You do you. He says there, Antonio foul on Silva deserved the second yellow. Um, he should have been sent off. Again, you can go the other way and say that Loftus Cheek and Reece James should have got second yellows. We can go round in the houses. Chelsea tips if TPS, sorry, if you believe that Mendy didn't cheat, then unfortunately I'm not gonna slag you off. I'm not gonna be rude and say you need your eyes tested or anything else. If you believe he didn't cheat and that's the way you want your team to play football, you knock yourself out, my man, my woman. I don't know what you are. I'm assuming now. But if you believe he didn't cheat you're saying Mendy didn't cheat, kid, you're just a kid. That's being disrespectful. He did cheat, plain and simple, quite clear. Can we talk about our fans before I go to the temple? Mate, I didn't hear Chelsea fans in the ground until they scored. I heard West Ham fans constantly, like the noise. And I did state quite happily that fortunately, we do that everywhere we go. We are loud, we are proud, and we make we make a lot of noise. And I was very proud of my fans yesterday. Um, Giovanni says, "Give Chelsea Declan Rice. We need him." You're right, you do, but you're not going to get him. But back to that one, he did cheat, Chelsea. He did all day long. Nothing to take about it. Patrick says he did take cheat, but I'll take the win. And you know what? I commend you, my man, for being
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. I mean,
And if I was in
let's
your
be
shoes,
honest.
yeah, he won.
Yeah,
He did it, but we got the 3 points. Who gives a
yeah.
shit? And if I was on the reverse of that, then I can't say I'll be proud of it,
No,
but we've
no, I
got the
would.
points. What does it
No,
matter, kind of thing, you know?
I'd like to think that if the roles were reversed and we were the 2-1 winners, but that had been a Chelsea player on our goalkeeper and the goal got disallowed, I'd like to think that I'm honest enough and fair enough to turn around and go, yeah, we got the 3 points. I'm can't lie that I'm happy that we've got the 3 points, but I do think that the conduct of the goalkeeper was poor. And I personally think that Chelsea were very hard done by. I would say that. I would completely say that. Now,
It's and
it is what it is.
he comes back in. He comes back in, Rob, a bit further down. He says it should have been 2-2. You can complain about it for days, but there's nothing we can do about it. And that's
Oh, yeah.
why,
Yeah. We're just
very
getting it out
momentarily,
there.
I'm going to, yeah, like I say, I'm going to have to shoot because I'm very conscious that I've still got to clean the entire pub in 40 minutes now.
All right, mate. No worries. Well,
I'm
we've
gonna
got
leave.
something happening tomorrow, aren't we? Since we got all you people in before you all bugger off,
Oh,
can we just
100 of you, quick before you
point
leave.
you lot in the direction of this, which is happening? Well, unless something very strange happens at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Mr. David Cross, who is one of a select band of West Ham players to have won the FA Cup. Not only did we win the FA Cup with David Cross, we are still 42 years later the last team that were a second tier team to win the FA Cup. Little bit of knowledge for you. In fact, also to take it a step further, we're actually the last team to win the FA Cup to contain the entire starting 11 British players. Hasn't happened
Mate, I
since.
tell you now, you, my man, are an absolute legend, right?
I don't know about that.
No, you are because the word's banded around a lot. No. You're my cult hero, then, Rob. Okay, you're the one getting these guys on. You know, you're the one that has got the two previous and now Mr. Cross coming on for an interview. Madness. I'm going to make sure I get my dad to watch it because my dad. This game, this is the game that made me a West Ham fan. The 1980 FA Cup final. My dad gave me a scarf. I was 18 months old. Don't think I've ever looked back. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. I'm looking forward to it. I am now going to have to shoot off. If you want to
I'll do
continue
the
to
wrap up
deal with the beautiful people, it's been. I'll tell you what, it's been really nice. I think we had 123, I think, in at one point.
Listen,
we've had a few Chelsea fans in, and thank you.
Much
You know, I think a Man U fans just dropped in as well, which is quite nice. I'm not going to say I'm happy. I'm not going to say because
she's in the chat.
Hey, I'm not going to say I'm happy about it. I'm going to say I'm going to move on from it. You know, you guys, you Chelsea guys in the chat, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being honest, most of you anyway, about it. Thank you for, you know, we kind of cleared up that I felt that I think it should have been a second yellow for Antonio for the clothesline from behind on Thiago Silva, but I also think there should have been another couple of yellows for Chelsea players.
Yeah, Loftus-Cheek, I
guys,
think was questionable.
There's still 89 of you in the chat. I don't know how many likes we've got on this video, but do me a favour, jump on, hit that like button for this video. It actually helps us. It gets our videos out there to more people as well because the algorithms and everything else, it starts showing up. So thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thanks for your support. Speaking, no, that's your bit, right, Rob?
Yeah, no. All I was going to say, because you guys that are in there, hang on, I've pressed the wrong sodding button. Hang on. Right, if you could just guys, just sit there, don't go anywhere, because this is really, really important. Okay, let me just put this in the live chat.
Sorry, Rob, I've just put that there. Some cyber, yes, we welcome everyone.
Right, okay, guys, in the live chat, I've just put a little link for those of you who don't know.
I'll speak to you soon.
Right, mate.
Bye all.
Please consider giving your full support to the Iron Supporting Food Bank charity. You've got the banner there, and I have put it in the live chat. If any of you guys would be kind enough to put a couple of quid in this particular Just Giving page, it helps out families in the Newham Borough area who have fallen on stony ground. Now, they may or may not be West Ham fans. They might be Chelsea fans. They might be Man United fans. To be honest, this charity doesn't care what their club allegiances are. Doesn't even care if they don't like football. This is purely about helping families out in the Newham Borough area, which is the borough in which West Ham operate, that have fallen on stony ground. Look, we're all going through a cost of living crisis. Okay, every single one of us are in that boat. But some of us, our boat is taking on a bit more water than others. Do you know what I mean? So let's try and do something good. I mean, there's 83 of you, 82 now, in the watching this live, and there will be people watching this subsequently. So if we can get as many of you on board with this, it would be absolutely brilliant. So go to that Just Giving link. There's plenty of good that we can do as a sort of force of fans. And like I say, whether you watching this are a Chelsea fan, a Tottenham fan, an Arsenal fan, a Millwall fan, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're in a position to help, please do. And we thank you very much indeed for your support. Guys, I am going to bugger off now and start my Sunday even. I've lost a day. But thanks very much for all of you for joining us. And thanks for your support. Please don't forget, as Duke said, to put a like on the stream and all of that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. You know the drill by now. Okay, right. I'm going to wrap it up. And like I say, thanks for your support. Thanks for coming along, whether you're West Ham or Chelsea or whoever. Please do come again. Bring your friends and come on, you Irons. Stay safe.